Hunting down a killer is so much easier with technology, especially when the killer uses social media to brag about their crimes. This is the murder of Charles Taylor and the Selfie Killer.
We've got a hold 187.
Officers on the scene.
Hey guys, I am Sarah and I'm here with my co-host Joe, and we're your true crime best friends. Every week I research a case and I tell Joe and you the ins and outs of it. So are you ready to solve a crime?
Yes, I am. Sorry, I was messing with a bunch of audio. See, that's my thing. I always have to get all my audio stuff. That's your little talking at the beginning. I'm like, okay, I gotta get all this stuff done and everything. So yeah, I'm good. I'm ready now.
We're off today. We're recording on a different day. We're in the sunlight, which is weird. So we're just a little off.
Yeah. For you guys listening on Spotify, I'm gonna lie to you guys. I got shades on. I had to put a sunblock on so that when this sun over here to the left of me is on my skin right now, I'm not being burned because it's just so bright outside right now.
And I actually look pretty good with this lighting, so I'm happy.
More often now?
What?
You do it more in the day now?
I don't know if people want to see me in the daylight, to be honest. Oh, okay. So our case today, did you hear any of the little teaser?
Yes. The selfie murder, killing people, and now you're bragging about it. Last episode, we talked about, I'm trying to remember last episode, but I think we talked about the balls somebody had to have in order to do something. So in this case, the same thing. The balls you would have in order to go out, kill people, and then post it on social media like, hey, I felt cute today, so I might go murder somebody, kind of a deal,
Hashtag murder. Hashtag looking cute.
Oh my gosh. I've been listening, Sarah, I've been listening to other podcasts, and I've said this on here before. There are just certain things you cannot say in normal life. I think podcasting, I love it because it allows us to say stuff. I couldn't have just said what I just said on normal life. So I'm glad we do code 187.
Right. This is where you get all your weirdness out for the week.
Anything I want to say about murder, we get out right now. Okay, so we got this selfie murder. I want to hear some stories.
Yes. All right. So let's start off on April 4th, 2015. 24-year-old Amanda Taylor and her friend Sean entered a small house in Elliott, Virginia. They saw 59-year-old Charles Taylor lying on his couch asleep. Amanda began to repeatedly stab Charles. He screamed for his life and tried to grab Amanda's hair to stop her, but she was determined. So she turned to her friend Sean and asked for help. Sean hit Charles in the back of the head with a tire iron. He struck Charles about 5 times as Amanda kept stabbing the older man.
Good Lord. This is some brutal stuff right here.
Very brutal.
Yes.
So this is an example, we've talked about this before, of overkill.
Yes.
Very much.
Multiple stab wounds.
Yeah, they were definitely out for, that's a weird saying, but out for blood, seriously. They really attacked this man, and motive is a little strange, so we'll get there.
Okay.
But Charles was stabbed 31 times.
Gotcha.
And just the 11 stabs would have been fatal.
Yeah.
He was killed with a bayonet style knife.
Okay.
So I'm guessing like a big one.
Okay.
Amanda was on cloud 9. She loved killing. She felt like it was a rush and she was ready to do it again.
Yep. That's how these killers usually are. Like I said, listen, all you people that like going out and killing and getting an adrenaline rush and jumping out of planes and stuff. See, I don't need that. See, what I do is this is what I do to get my blood going and everything. I wait to pay my car payment.
That's a good one.
Yes. I wait on the day of and I'm just like, ooh, my gosh, I got until midnight to pay this thing. Ooh, if I don't do it, my credit's gonna go bad. You know, that's me.
I'm such a bad boy.
Yeah, just like no. So yeah,
You could wait to like fill up your gas tank till it's on empty, but nowadays, like you'd spend $100 in one setting if you did that.
So, oh my gosh. So I don't know. I don't know how these people are just getting that rush to. I mean, I understand. You know, no, I don't understand. But you're going to go. You kill somebody. You take a life, and now you got the cops and everything coming after you now, right? So you might get I can kind of understand a little bit where that's coming from. Now they're like, oh my god, now we got to try to get away with it. So, well, I mean, they're taking selfies and stuff. So I might have heard this story before. It's a lot of these stories. It's one of those things where I've listened to so much, I can't tell what I've heard and what I haven't heard. But a lot of stuff's starting to connect. I feel like I've heard this before.
Have we had a female killer yet?
I don't think so.
I'm trying to think, and I think this might be our first one.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that because I've researched a lot of cases, but I feel like this might be our first girl.
Can we talk about 31 stabbings too? Because I hear stories where they're talking about, oh, there were like 50 something stab wounds. And I'm like, is there even enough room on a body for that many wounds? And how are you doing that? You know?
You're probably stabbing the same spot over and over again, which is like, but yeah, that's where you get like where organs come out as you're stabbing and you know, like stuff like really overkill on this one. This is a disgusting one, but yeah.
So I just don't understand. Did this man do something to them so where they were like, we got to get him now because he really hurt me and stuff like that?
She believes yes.
Okay.
She was scorned. She believes that he did something horrible to her, and I will definitely get there. But I'm gonna leave y'all in suspense for a while.
God dang you, Sarah.
Because that's what I do best.
Listen, I get enjoyment from just being on here talking to the mic. She gets enjoyment from keeping all of us in suspense.
My favorite part of the whole process is writing it because in my mind I'm like, ooh, what would they think if I did this?
Actually sit down with a typewriter and say, okay, I could either go this way, but that would give them too much. But if I go this way here, it'll leave them in suspense longer.
Yep. That's why I love writing. It's just amazing. Anyway, that's my adrenaline rush is writing.
Oh,
I don't gotta kill people.
Paying your car payment a day of and writing. Those are ours. That's how we get our adrenaline rush, you know. So
yeah, better than this. So Amanda and Sean fled after taking a little bit of money.
okay.
They were headed to North Carolina. They stopped in Tennessee to buy more ammunition. As they traveled, Amanda saw two teenage girls walking. She turned to Sean and said that she wanted to kill them. Like right now, like we're going to do this.
Yep.
Sean did not want to do it. He didn't like this feeling as much as Amanda did. He refused. Amanda cocked the gun and shot Sean in the face.
Good Lord. Wait, he was just trying to keep you on. So I can understand Sean helping her kill the guy because he's like, okay, you know, he did something wrong to you. We got justice for it. Now she's going, and I can understand where he's at, like, no, they didn't do anything to us. And now he gets shot.
Yeah, so she ditched Sean and continued on her journey. The bullet entered Sean's jaw and passed out of the wound, but he was alive. So it basically kind of like grazed his jaw.
Okay.
Amanda was still on the run, and then it ended in a huge police chase.
Gotcha.
Um, they used spike strips to finally stop her and take her in.
Gotcha.
So she was like, this chick.
This is some Betty and Clyde and some Thelma and Louise stuff, except for it's just Thelma and Louise are one person.
Yeah. She was like, if I'm going down, I'm going down alone.
Can you imagine that? Just some Grand Theft Auto stuff. The strips and everything. She had 5 stars, definitely. If you play video games, you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
5 stars, not good.
So after all this, it was pretty easy to see that Amanda was at the center of the crimes.
Mhm.
She left a train of not only bodies, but social media posts. A crime blogger called the police when she saw disturbing selfies of Amanda. Amanda wanted the pictures placed on the blog. So she sent them to this crime blogger.
Gotcha.
So she was like basically trying to get this attention.
Listen.
And the crime blogger was like, no. You ain't involving me.
That's what I was gonna say. Listen, any of you guys want to send us any audio of you doing whatever, don't involve us. We're good. We're fine.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna call you up and call them. Hey, I got this person over here. Oh my gosh. But that's crazy. She, so she's obviously texting and driving. I don't know why I said that. That's the worst thing.
How dare you text and drive?
You might have murdered a bunch of people, but how dare you text and drive? So all I can imagine her is she's driving, blood everywhere, just posting stuff on Facebook to this lady as she's doing that. And what are her crimes? Is she doing like hit and runs, or is she actually like stepping out the car, stab, hop back in the car, and then go back and start going? Because that's the way when you said that. That's what I pictured was just her like, oh, I like that person.
You really are in like Grand Theft Auto right now.
Yeah, listen, I've played that for the past 6 years. So this right now, it's just gameplay in my head of I will not say or not say of stuff that I've done in the video game.
Oh boy. Well, I think how it went was she did all this stuff, like, right? They killed the man. She shot Sean and then started sending the selfies of her crimes that she did. So the man and Sean. I don't think she killed anybody after that.
Okay.
She thought about it, but they caught her too soon. So the main picture that this crime blogger got was Amanda smiling.
Mm-hmm.
As a dead body was seen in the background.
Yep.
There was post of her with like a bloody knife, and she captioned it "brunette bomber."
Nice name. She should have used her powers for good.
Right.
Her good taglines and things. She should have used it for good, not for evil.
When we talked about this was I don't even know it. 2014. So like I don't know when hashtags came out, but like all I picture is like hashtag beauty queen, hashtag, like self-love, hashtag.
Well, I know Instagram was out and around, so hashtag was there, but that's loud.
Okay, well, we're in a stopping place, so we'll just go from there.
Okay, so I had a timer and I wasn't watching my time, and that was our music telling us we need to go to a break. So guys, that's what we're gonna do. We're at a stopping point right now, so we're gonna go to a break here, and let's do it a little more easy. There we go. That was nice. So we're gonna be back with this crazy case that we're talking about after these messages. See you on the flip side, guys, and we are back with this crazy case. The Selfie Killer, is that what her name was? So we're back with the Selfie Killer, and we were just going over her case and just talking about mainly laughing at stuff that's going on because this is just it's inconceivable. Everything that's going on. What basically her was it her boyfriend?
Yeah, kind of a guy that she used a little bit.
Gotcha. Because I was going to say that's kind of so hold on, let me forget. So she had this guy that she kind of used, and they murdered a guy, and then she went to go murder some more, and then he's like, nah, and then she shot him, and now she's posting stuff on the internet. And so now that's where we're at now. So I was going to say that if they were boyfriend and girlfriend, it would be very weird and spontaneous that you would shoot your boyfriend in the face. You know, this person that you really like, you know, I would have shot him in the arm, put a tourniquet on it, and then said, now you got to do what I say, kind of a deal, not shoot him in the face.
Right.
I don't know. She was crazy, as we can tell.
Mm-hmm. She was, yeah. I don't, this, this case just is crazy because it seems like a movie.
Yeah.
It seems like a bad, like one of those ones that you rent. It's like scary movie, and you're like, what the fuck is going on in this film?
Yeah.
That's what it seems like to me.
This is like the climax of the film, you know? It's like nice hometown girl. She's doing everything she's trying to. Somebody does something wrong with her. Then the climax is that she finally kills somebody. And then now she's running away from the law. And then it's just when she's getting in the police car, it fades to black and says, Steven Spielberg. And like, man, that was a really good film.
Right.
This is real life.
What?
This is real life.
Right. This is not a movie, but it sure seems like it. So go ahead.
Go ahead, because that was one of my jumper questions I was getting ready to ask. Like, so is she in jail or is she still alive?
We will get there. We're not far from the rest of the story. Okay. What was that show that he was like, I know the rest of the story? Do you remember that? I don't have to look that up.
For sure.
And steal it.
Yeah, we can even use the soundbite, just like boom.
Yeah. So there was pictures of her with the body in the background, which I saw some of these pictures. It was mostly like blurred out. But you can find them, and she's just like smiling, just so happy, just like a regular selfie, but blood everywhere. It's so weird. And then there's like pictures of the things that she did to Sean, so like shooting him and him with blood and stuff. She posed with knives and guns. What?
How old was she?
How old was she?
Yeah, I might not have heard that part.
24.
Yep, that's about right. Well, I mean, what I mean was, you know, from 12 to about 24, you know, you kind of in that little selfie phase. So, yeah.
Yeah. So she pretty much admitted to everything. So the reason for the murder was revenge. Okay. Amanda was married to Charles' son, Rex.
Okay.
So this gets a little wishy-washy. Just stay with me. I'll get there.
Okay, here we go.
Right. Even though Rex and Amanda had a wild relationship because she was crazy, their love was super strong for each other. Rex battled with drug addiction and depression most of his life, but Amanda stuck by him. They had been together since they were in high school and had a son and a daughter together. They separated in 2014 and his father. Shortly after this happened, Rex committed suicide. He hung himself in the shed in his father's backyard. Amanda was devastated. She not only lost her partner, but her best friend. Rex and Amanda loved each other, but they were also into like gore and like horror stuff, which is fine. Just don't take it to this.
Oh yeah.
They posed for pictures like bloody and Amanda loved serial killers, mass murderers, and death. Amanda blamed Rex's dad, Charles, for pushing him into drugs and all of that when he was a teenager. And she said that led to him committing suicide. So her revenge was to kill Charles in honor of Rex.
Gotcha. Listen, I understand. I can connect with you on why you did it. But the way you did it, that's crazy. And that makes a ton of sense too. Like, you're into horror, you're into gore, you watch this stuff. Now I can understand where her adrenaline's coming from, because it's like, I'm not watching this. I'm actually experiencing this, you know, especially, I mean, come on. I mean, if you're kind of into that, I mean, you kind of want to know how it feels, especially with her mind. You know, you really think like on it. With us, we try to get into the minds of the serial killers to figure out what makes them tick. With them, it's probably one of those things. I want to know what it feels like. I want to get into their mind so I know what it feels like, and maybe I can in the future do the same thing, because that's what it looks like. I mean, it looks like she went overboard with that, and then my God.
It is very like Romeo and Juliet and Bonnie and Clyde situation, where it's like, even in death I will be with you, and blah 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 blah. But like I love romance and I love killing. I do not put them together. I mean, if you do and it's consensual and all that, cool. Don't do it like this.
Yeah, I mean, even one of those things too. Just become a film person, and then you can have all your fantasies, your horror fantasies. Like, I want this to happen, and they'll be like, okay, I think that'll be great. You know, I don't know, but
yeah,
man, she's just. It's very hard in this case. It's super hard because you understand where she's coming from, but the overkill. But then you can even understand that, because, okay, so what I mean is, when most serial killers do like their overkill, there's really no point to it. They just do it just because. In this particular case, she believes that her father-in-law killed her husband. So like 31 times, you kind of like, oh, okay, you know, I understand. But I couldn't have been her lawyer, because I'm like, oh, come on now. Don't you kind of relate with her? I mean, not like relate, but you understand. But they'd be like, dude, do you need to go to jail too? No, I'm just trying to help her out.
right.
So what happened to their kids? Foster home, grandparents? I mean, we know one of their grandparents is dead.
Yeah, I don't know what I didn't see that in any of the research that I did. I assume they probably are with family. But so here's the interesting part. Where did Sean come in all this, right? So Amanda wasn't really into Sean, but Sean was really into Amanda and wanted to protect her. And he knew that Amanda loved murder, and he participated in the murder of Charles and the plan to kill others because he loved this chick.
Listen, I'm a very accepting husband. If my wife says she wants to do a lot of things, I'm like, okay, baby, let's do it. But if my wife is like, hey, I want to go kill this bastard who did something wrong, and they're like, hold on, let's pump the brakes first. Like, Jesus, that's I know you like horror and stuff, but man, and I just don't know. I know you've got the rose-colored glasses on, but dang, dude, she came up to you and said, hey, let's go murder somebody. Or was it like something she had kind of mentioned, and then she said, let's do it today? And then,
I just wonder what that conversation was like. Like, hey, you ever thought about like stabbing someone a bunch of times? And he's like, not really, why? And she's like, let's go do that.
but, okay. You want to?
And he's like, but will you have sex with me? She's like, probably.
we pick up some hamburger on the way? I want to make some hamburger helper later too. Yeah, let's do that. Get shot.
Right.
I hope that woke him up. Like, or
Yeah.
he's probably there at court and was just like, it's like, Honor, I still love this woman. She would do anything for me.
Well, here's the thing. So he confessed to what he did. He apologized to everyone that he hurt. He took a plea deal
Mhm.
and he pled guilty in exchange for 60 years.
Gotcha.
Sean will serve 41 years and then will be on probation.
Okay.
He could be released in 2051.
Gotcha.
Amanda at first said she wanted the death penalty,
Okay.
but then she changed her mind when she was in court. She pleaded not guilty, but there was a lot of evidence. All the pictures and the confessions she made, plus her own testimony.
Mhm.
She claimed she did it for love. She was found guilty and received life in prison.
So that's going to be like act of passion. What's the thing? I forget. There's a thing where it's just like, okay, if you do something, is it a lesser charge that because it was an act of passion?
I don't know that specifically, but I don't know.
Because I know there's some of those things where it's like, oh, it's acts of passion. It was the heat of the moment kind of a deal, you know. So then they give you a lesser.
But she had planned that out a lot. Like, you roped somebody into doing it, you killed them, then was like, hey, here's a selfie of me with this dude in the background I just murdered. Like, come on.
Like,
that ain't heat of the moment shit.
Can you imagine? She's just like, hey, let's go kill those people. Let's not do that.
Right.
Listen, guys, if you are on Spotify and you're not watching YouTube, you're missing a lot, especially in this. So go check us out on YouTube.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
So that is the case. What do you think about people who post their crimes online?
They are stupid.
Right?
That's the, I mean, okay. So killing gives you that adrenaline high. So what most people do when they find an adrenaline high, they keep doing it. You know, we hear this a ton of times with serial killings. They will kill the first time, they're chasing that high, and the only way that they know they can still do it is if they don't get caught.
Right.
So she was just stupid. That's like 101.
She was reading BTK's Murder for Dummies.
Yes.
Every time we get a stupid killer, that's what we're gonna say.
Yeah. And the funny thing about it is this one looks bad for ladies, you know. You've got all these men serial killers, they're just doing it, getting away with it, and then here you come, the first lady you have on Code 187, just not very smart.
Not very smart at all.
But I really think it's dumb that she was posting everything, especially to somebody who has like a crime blog, you know.
Right.
We've said many times on this show that if we hope that this show is heard by the police and they find more evidence with it from what we talk about. So do you not think that if I come in contact with a serial killer or I know something about a case, I'm not going to call the police? No, you bet your butt I am. And then I'm going to call Sarah and I'm like, we record right now. So
Clear the next 5 hours because we have a lot to talk about.
it's like, we got to do this right now. I just experienced some stuff. So I don't know. It was very dumb, one, to be posting it, and then two, to go to the crime blogger because like they would do what we did. And I bet you they even went and told the story. Like,
Oh, I'm sure they did. I'm sure they were like, I'm gonna get lots of hits off of this. My views are through the roof.
you still have to put that in there. Unfortunately, like I did an episode about the Titanic, the movie, right? And before I went into the movie, I said, guys, I really get excited about this film, but I do want to say it was very tragic what happened back then, and I don't want you to take light of this. Well, now let's get into the movie. Kind of a deal. I bet you that's what she did.
I bet.
Those lives we lost were bad, but hey, I got this story. Let's do it.
Right. So I want to know what you guys think about murdering for love and about Amanda and all the crimes that she did. So you can follow us on social media. I put all the links below, so it's easy. But we're on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and Spotify. We're just everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere that you're at, we're at. And Patreon now,
Yes.
if you want to check that out. So yeah, that's the case of Charles Taylor. I wish his family well, but not Amanda.
Yeah. Yes. So guys, as of right now, I'm Joe.
And I am Sarah.
And we will see you guys next time on Code 187. See you later.
In a world with pain and destruction, we need a hero. Who will be that hero? Gateway Pro presents an old podcast, The Joe Show. Whoa, wrong ad. Let's try that again. Hey guys, my name is Joe and I'm the host of The Joe Show podcast. On my show, we talk about anything and everything except politics. You will never know what we'll be talking about on our show, so you should definitely tune in. Join my boy Marcus and my brother Mason as we talk about food, superheroes, and those are just some of our simple topics. Sometimes we can get a little complex and talk about the difference between wisdom and knowledge. You never know what we're going to be talking about on The Joe Show. Even though we have a plethora of topics to talk about, our goal is to entertain you, the listener. So check us out on social media at Gateway Pro on Facebook, The Joe Show on Reddit, The Joe Show 2020 on TikTok, and The Joe Show _20 on Instagram. You can also find us Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you listen to podcasts. Join us every Monday at 8 o'clock.
Hi, my name is Marcus, and I am the host of Comic Corner. Along with my co-host Mason, we bring the kingdom of geekdom to light, or to darkness. Join us as we talk about heroes, villains, myths, and more things nerdy. Listen to us every Wednesday at 8 on Spotify. Brought to you by Gateway Pro Productions.
Hi guys, I just wanted to say I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like any of the content for Code 187, please click that subscribe button, that like button, that share button. Help us out, help us grow. You can find us on your favorite podcast platforms. Yeah, check us out on there. Give us some ratings. Tell us what you think. We're also across every social media on Code 187. So we're on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I think that's it. And of course YouTube. So please subscribe if you like our content and spread the word. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.